Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy, and today I am going to be interviewing Ravi, who is part of the box office on board Virgin Voyages. So, hello Ravi. He is here, I promise, and he'll come over any minute now. Hello!
Well, hello there.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm very well. I've never filmed a video like this.
Yes, it's strange.
Yes.
Yeah, like you said, my name is Ravi, and I am part of the box office team right here on Virgin Voyages, and she's going to ask me some questions.
I am. So, what do you do? What is the box office?
You might have noticed that most of the ships usually don't have a box office team or have someone at the door of all the shows checking people in. But here on Virgin Voyages, every show is kind of bookable, and you have to make an appointment or a reservation with a box office team or on your app. And we're here to help you out with that, and that's mainly my job.
Amazing. So you are the man who knows about all the shows, which is what I'm going to be asking him about
I
today.
hope I do.
Well, yeah, me too, because otherwise this is going to be terrible. So on board the Scarlet Lady, we have loads of shows, and they're all actually really cool. Some of them are a bit wacky, some of them are just amazing. But what's your favourite show?
My favorite would be Untitled and Dual Reality.
Untitled and Dual Reality, okay.
Yeah.
And what do you find is the favourite amongst sailors?
Dual Reality, definitely.
Dual Reality, okay. I must say Dual Reality is my favourite. Let's start with the best. Dual
Okay.
Reality. I'll ask you some questions about that. What is Dual Reality for people who don't know?
Dual Reality is an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, but told in a high energy, athletic kind of way. So there's going to be a bunch of circus acts and Circus Soleil kind of styles. So if you come on board, it's going to be totally different. It's not your typical cruise ship show. The way the stage is set up is also very, very strange, because you have seats on one side and then seats on the other side, and then there are two kind of like two teams that are opposing each other, which is like blue and red, and the show happens right in the middle, so like alley mode.
Yeah. I actually did a video where I went to see this show, so I'll link that up and you can go and have a look and see what this show's about. But I was left completely speechless after watching it. Some of the lifts that these guys do and just the energy that they have is unbelievable. And to be honest, every sailor that I have spoke to that has gone to see this show has had the same response. They're just like, wow, that was amazing. One of my recommendations to you, if you are coming on board, is make sure you see Dual Reality. It really is spectacular. So, moving on, I'm going to ask you now about the Untitled Dance Party. What is it? Well, I think the full name is the Untitled Dance Party Show Thing. And when I
Dance
first,
Party Show Thing.
yeah, and when I first heard that, I was like, that is a god-awful name. Why would they call it that? And apparently, so when they were doing rehearsals for it in New York, it was just a show design at this point. They hadn't come up with a name. So when they called people for rehearsals, that's what they put on the advertisement. They were like, come and audition for this Untitled Dance Party show thing. And they obviously decided to keep the name that they had before the name.
Yeah, and also this is another show that isn't your typical conventional cruise ship show party thing.
Not at all.
It is different because what happens is there is a floating stage right in the middle, and then you stand around the stage. There's no seating for this one, so you're going to be standing, listening to the music and dancing to the music, and the show will be happening all around you. So it's a lot of surprise and delight, I might say. But the show is also interesting in the fact that the stage moves around. It's like a nightclub / music video.
But it's really cool because you go in and it starts off by the dancers doing a really contemporary dance performance.
Yeah.
And then they get you involved, don't
Yeah.
they? It's not just you. It starts out you stood there watching a show, but 15 minutes into it, you're getting your groove on as well.
Yeah.
So to be honest, when I first went to it, I didn't know what to expect, but
No one does.
I had a really good time. But basically, if you like to watch dancing and you also like to dance and get involved, then this is perfect for you. Because sometimes it can be quite awkward, like when you go to a nightclub and everyone's just stood around and no one's actually started dancing, and you don't want to be the first one to start dancing. So this is great because they get everyone dancing at the same time, so no one has to be that awkward first person on the dance floor. And you're like basically partying with the dancers, and it's just a really cool concept actually. I've never seen it before, not only on cruise ships but like anywhere. So yeah, do they have to book for the Untitled dance party?
Yes.
Okay.
So all the major shows that happen in the Manor and in the Red Room are bookable. And the Red Room has 3 different configurations, so that might surprise you when you get in there on the first day, and you have dual reality where you have the sort of like the 2 proscenium setups, or like alley mode they call it, with chairs on one side and chairs on the other side.
Yeah.
And then with dual reality, we take all the chairs out of the Manor, so it's like all mechanical.
Yeah.
And then with proscenium mode, that's for all the shows that are your conventional cruise shows, where you have the stage and then the chairs kind of going down like proscenium style.
Yeah, it's a really amazing space actually. I think every time I've been in there, it's been set up a different way and looks like a completely different room. So it's really cool that, you know, they can change it depending on what show or what event is going on. How long is it? How long does it go on for?
So Untitled does not have a exact time. So like if it starts at 10 o'clock, it can go on till late. So it can go on until it goes on for an hour where the performers are performing with the show, and then after that it turns into a nightclub where you can just like dance the night away.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. So yeah, everyone just keeps on partying.
Yeah,
so I suppose it just carries on until the last person leaves.
Until
Right. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you about probably one of the most controversial shows on board. Never Sleep Alone.
Never Sleep Alone.
Never Sleep Alone. It's fantastic. It's so much fun. Very raunchy, but really, really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is it?
Never Sleep Alone, as you might have noticed, that it is one of the most popular shows on the ship right now. People love going to that show. It is our late night cabaret show with our resident sexologist, Dr. A. And she has a seminar about how to improve your sex life and how to be more spontaneous and more bold in life.
Right.
So it is a very fun and a little bit comedic as well, so it's not really uptight and serious.
Yeah, oh no, it's very funny. I was laughing like the whole way through it. It was so good.
Never Sleep Alone happens in the Manor, which is our nightclub, and is also the name of Richard Branson's first recording studio.
So something to mention is when you go into the show, you'll be asked by someone, probably one of the box office lot, right?
Yeah.
How adventurous you are. And basically what they're asking is, will you participate? Will you be willing to go up on stage? So if you say you're very adventurous, you're going to be sat in an area where Dr. A can select you to come up on stage. And if you're not adventurous, you'll be sat in an area where you can just watch.
Yeah.
So during the show, she selects people to come up on stage and basically do little like raunchy tasks on stage, which
yes, definitely, like she said, it's a very participatory show. So we would ask you how adventurous you are from a scale of 1 to 10, and if you say you're very adventurous, Dr. A would know that you're sitting right up front, and you would be called up to stage, and you'll get some free champagne and a mask and a golden condom.
If you go to the show and you're sat at the back and you realise that someone's sat at the front, that's why, because maybe they've said they're more adventurous than you've said you are, or vice versa. But it is a fantastic show. It's so funny. It's actually really uplifting. There's some good advice in there. Not just about like sex, but life advice. It's really, really lovely. Lovely is the wrong word. It's great.
And like she says, fortune favors the bold.
Fortune does favour the bold. But yeah, so Never Sleep Alone is another one that you definitely should go to, and definitely participate in it, because you know what, you're going to be in front of a bunch of strangers that you're never going to see again, so why not participate and embarrass yourself in front of people that you are never going to see again. Unlike us, like they did a show for the crew, and the people that got on stage, they did the show, they did the tasks, and they did amazing, but they weren't doing it in front of a bunch of strangers. They were doing it in front of people that they had to work with for 6 months. So if they can do that, then you can get up and do the tasks in front of a bunch of strangers if you want to, but it's good fun. talking about all these shows and saying that you have to book them. How do you book a show on here? How do you book a show on Virgin Voyages?
Yeah, so it's quite simple. Virgin Voyages does have an app, and inside the app, all the bookable events are listed according to the day. So if it's on the first day, for example, all the whole schedule will be there, and you can just tap on it and book it. But you have to do that while you're on the ship. So when you're at home, all these shows are grayed out until you get onto the ship, and then you'll be able to book all these shows.
Okay, just to make it fair. And then if they want to talk to one of you guys about what the show contains or what they're getting themselves into, where can they find you?
So we are stationed in the chart table. So when you get onto the ship on deck 7, there's a big red table, and we're usually stationed there. All the departments, you've got spa, sailor services, IT, and you've got entertainment, which is box office. You can just come over, we have a little sign over there, and we'll answer any questions you have about the shows. We'll even make a booking for you if you need help and you're not as tech savvy as all the millennials out there.
Now I am going to ask you about Scarlet Night. So here on Virgin, we do not have a formal night like you would have on a traditional cruise. We have Scarlet Night, and the idea is that everyone gets dressed up in their favourite red outfit. The whole ship turns red. It's a real immersive experience. What goes on Scarlet Night?
So there are a bunch of activities that happen all around the ship, and I noticed that everyone just runs from one point to the ship, of the ship to the other. Best would be to sit tight in whatever location you are, whether it's the sip lounge, the dock house, or the roundabout, because all these things are going to happen again in different venues. So you don't have to literally run around and try and chase them.
Oh, okay, that's
so that's kind of the thing everyone has been doing right now. So you see all these people just like in groups running from this point of the ship to the other point of the ship. So just hang tight. If you're sitting in the sip lounge, something will happen in the sip lounge. So just chill over there. Don't run around. So
and the guys from Dual Reality, they come and do some cool things. And then there's like a pool party at the end, right?
Yes. So what happens at the pool party is that's the final show of the whole Scarlet Night. So everyone goes up onto the pool deck, and there's like a dance happening with all the cast, and at the end the octopus goddess is born, which is our hostess.
You'll have to be on board to understand what that's about.
You'll see octopuses everywhere. As you can see, I have one on my shirt right now. So
oh, you do actually, yeah.
Quite interesting.
Yes.
So we're gonna leave that up to you and to come see it.
You'll see all the octopus when you come on board. So all the octopi.
Octopi.
You'll see all the octopi when you come on board. I think everyone's uniform is red. Everything's red, basically. Everything's red.
Keep it red.
Keep it red. So yeah, bring something red for Scarlet Night. We have a show called What Are You Doing?
Nothing.
That was aggressive. What are you doing? We have a show on board called Odyssey. What is Odyssey?
Odyssey is a show produced by Matt Davenport Productions, and it happens right here in Virgin Voyages, and it's also on Pool Deck. So it's going to be a show that takes you through time. So it's going to start probably, I don't know, in the late 60s with like really old music, and then it keeps on going until you get to the latest music of today. So it's a very fun. Also, again, you're gonna meet a lot of people over there. You can make new friends, and so it's a party. It's a party.
Yeah, and it's immersive. I think you start off watching a show, and then by the end of it, everyone is up dancing and having a good time,
jumping
having
in the pool.
A pool party, jumping in the pool. So yeah, it's really good. All of these shows are centered around fun and just having a laugh, and I think that's kind of the key thing that I've seen being on Virgin Voyages and seeing sailors come on is it just allows, because obviously it's an adults only ship, but it just allows you to be a kid.
Yeah, it brings out your inner kid. Like everything on the ship is kind of built
designed
in a way for you to have fun. You've got an arcade, you've got all these different kind of like events that bring back the past and kind of like reawakens your kid side of it all.
Yeah. So if you want to be a kid again, come on board.
Come on over.
And the last thing I'm going to ask you about, Ravi, is live music. Do we have live music on board?
Yes, we do. So we have a little group called Phantom Folktales, also out of New York by a company called Pigpen.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of folk music that happens in the dock house. They usually do a sail away party as well inside there. And then we have a jazz band that plays on the rock. So we
have the roundabout on board, which is the atrium on
atrium.
any other ship. And on the rocks is a bar
right under there.
in the atrium. Yeah.
Like,
so it's central on the ship.
yeah.
And yeah, so we have live music there through the day and in the evening as well. And it's just great. And I will say actually, this, being that Virgin was started with a record label, you know, music is a very important part of Virgin's history. And you can really tell that by being on this ship. There is music everywhere, whether that is live music or whether there's a bit of background music going on or whether there's a party. We are currently sat in one of the karaoke booths. So, you know, music again. So if you like your music, then this is the place to be. Well, I think I've asked you everything I want to ask, and hopefully you have found this informative. So whether you have been on board or you are coming on board, hopefully you know a little bit more about what to expect from the entertainment on board the Scarlet Lady. So thanks, Ravi.
It's a pleasure.
So Ravi was a photog on his previous cruise lines.
Yeah.
And he has a YouTube page.
So if you want to check out my videos, my channel name is Ravi the Photog on Instagram and on YouTube. And I do sort of like seminars about photography and just travel videos as well.
But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments. We will get back to you, so please leave any questions you have in the comments, or you can DM me over on Instagram at Cruising as Crew. And I will see you in the next video, and thank you so much for joining me.
Anytime.
It has been a pleasure.
Sure.
Bye.